They never buy. I'm just so over it. I figured this guy was the same, so I practically threw him out of the store. I could have been helping other people. Mary and her friends were laughing. Jen, hun, said Mary, trying to console her cousin. It probably isn't even the same guy. But if it was, he was obviously messing with you. Don't give it another thought. Yeah, chimed in one of Mary's friends. What a... Posing as a poor person to what? Dupe a salesperson into giving him a lower price. The others nodded their heads in agreement. All right, relented Jenny. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Can we just forget it? Sure, said Mary, though she wasn't quite done. A sly smile crept across her face. But Jen, was he cute? While Mary played it off as a joke, a much larger part of her was dead serious. What would it be like to be with a partner who could afford 100 cars? She was getting so tired of her boyfriend Jack's frugality, and he seemed not to care either. What was so wrong, she thought, about wanting nice things? Maybe she could just go take a quick peek. After a few minutes, the crowd around the dealership began to wane and the girls inside the coffee shop were able to see directly into the parking lot, where Chase and Yolanda were expecting their new purchase. Jenny gasped and turned to Mary and her friends. I can't believe it. It is the same guy. She pointed in the direction of the dealership's parking lot. Mary almost spit out her coffee. You have to be joking. Jenny looked at her cousin in confusion. What do you mean? That's the guy who I threw out of my store. I guess I was wrong about him. Ladies, that man right there is Chase Rothman. He's a friend of Jack's. He is so pathetic. God! But don't worry, he doesn't have a penny to his name, so he can't be our mystery buyer. Just a coincidence. I don't blame you for kicking him out, though, Jen. I'd have done the exact same thing. At this very moment, Chase and Yolanda walked across the street and into the coffee shop. Chase's eyes caught Mary's and his heart filled with disgust. Mary, why are you even here? He asked. None of your business, she replied curtly. You, on the other hand, seem to have it out for my cousin for some reason. What are you talking about? He replied. Apparently you ran into her shop like a crazy person and said something about buying 100 cars. Do you even have the money to buy one car? Of course not. You haven't even returned the money Jack let you borrow. And now you like to go around pretending to be rich. Mary's friends began to gossip amongst themselves, loudly enough that the whole coffee shop could hear. Oh my God, so that's Chase. No wonder Jenny kicked him out. Chase frowned. He was used to people openly chastising him, commenting on his appearance or his perceived lack of wealth. But for Yolanda, this was unacceptable. Who are you people? And what right do you have to say such things? The group of girls fixed their attention on Yolanda. Someone finally spoke up. And who are you? You must be blind if you're here with this beat. Another chimed in. There's an ophthalmologist down the street if you want to get your eyes checked. The heckler continued until Mary made the final statement. Look, hon, we're trying to do you a favor. You're cute. You're young. Don't waste your time with it. Get out while you can. Yolanda's face was bright red in fury. Chase saw her hands began to tighten into clenched fists. Hey, let's go. He gently pulled on her sleeve. He was done wasting his time and energy on what these nobodies thought. They hated him, and it appeared that nothing was going to change their minds. He'd rather walk back to Matilda and the dealership and chat about insurance options. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice. He turned around and saw Rod walking through the coffee shop's door, followed shortly by Cicely, his sister-in-law. The last time he'd seen Rod, it was after the motorcycle accident. The guy had practically begged Chase for mercy after his friends abandoned him post-fight. But why was he with Cicely? Chase turned to his sister-in-law. "What are you doing here? And with him?" he asked. Cicely frowned. She hated to even look at Chase, but hearing him speak made her furious. "What does it matter to you who I hang out with?" "It doesn't," replied Chase. "I just think you should be careful with who you hang out with." He gestured in Rod's direction. "He's not a good guy." "What did you say?" said Rod through gritted teeth. "Say it again, I dare you." "You heard me," said Chase coolly. Rod resented Chase's cockiness. He rushed up to him and grabbed him by the collar, pushing him up against the wall. As Rod held Chase against the wall, Rod's friends who had entered the store during the commotion now surrounded him in support. The air was thick with tension. Mary and Jenny looked from onto their seats in anticipation. This was better than what they could have hoped for. "My money's on the big biker dude," quipped Mary. Jenny was thrilled that someone was about to teach Chase a lesson. "That guy came into my store earlier today and pretended he had the money to buy 100 cars. We lost real sales today because we had to deal with his stupidity." Rod let out a laugh. "Are you pretending to be rich now? Like you can afford 100 cars? That's the best thing I've heard all day." Chase wriggled under Rod's grip, looking at him dead in the eye, and calmly said, "Who's pretending? Those cars across the street are mine." The whole coffee shop burst into laughter.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.